You log into your banking app and stare at the screen in confusion. You earn a solid salary. You aren't blowing cash on luxury watches or bottle service. You are trying to be responsible. Yet, somehow, you have exactly $47 to your name until Friday, and it is only Tuesday. Does that sting? Here is the reality of what is happening to your cash. You are suffering a slow financial death, bleeding out $15 at a time, victimized by a subscription economy engineered to keep you perpetually broke. My name is Dave, and I obsess over why smart people with good incomes still struggle to build net worth. If you feel like your paycheck evaporates before it hits your wallet, or if you wonder why your parents own so much more on so much less, smash that subscribe button and hit the like! Today, we are exposing the biggest wealth transfer of the 21st century. We have shifted from an ownership economy to a rental economy, and most of us are paying the price without realizing it. Here is the stark contrast. Your grandparents bought a vehicle and drove it until the wheels fell off. They bought a home and stayed for decades. They bought a TV and watched it until the tube blew. They owned their life. Today, you lease your ride, rent your flat, stream your shows, and subscribe to your tools. You own nothing. And the corporations that sold you this convenience are all the way to the bank. Let's look at the math that will make your stomach turn. A recent audit of consumer spending revealed something terrifying. While most folks guess they spend around $86 a month on subscriptions, the actual average is closer to $273. That is over $3,200 a year vanishing from your life for apps and services you will never own. That $3,200 is more than the average American has in their savings account. You are financing corporate record profits while draining your own safety net. The genius of this trap is that no single charge feels painful. Netflix is $15. Spotify is $10. The gym is $60. Disney is $8. The car lease is $400. Each one looks innocent alone, but death by 1,000 cuts is still death. Let's start with the streaming overload, because this is where the math gets ridiculous. The average home now pays for 4.3 streaming platforms. That means millions of us are paying for 5 or 6 services just to watch the same reruns. We are talking Netflix, Hulu, Prime, HBO, Apple, Peacock, and whatever service launched 5 minutes ago. Here is the insanity. People will drive across town to save 30 cents on gas, but will sign up for a streamer to watch one movie and forget to cancel it for 2 years. I know people paying for channels they didn't even know existed. They are being billed for free trials that ended during the Obama administration. If you pay for 4 services at $15 a pop, that is $720 a year. But studies show we only actively use about 2 services a month. You are paying for air. It is like buying a cart of groceries and throwing half of it in the dumpster before you leave the store. And let's be real. Half the content is trash you wouldn't watch for free. Yet we have convinced ourselves we need access to every pixel of content ever filmed. Your ancestors had 3 channels and were fine. You have the Library of Congress in your pocket and spend 40 minutes scrolling just to watch The Office again. But streaming is just the warm-up act. Let's talk about the gym membership, which is essentially a monthly tax on your guilt. The average gym fee is $60 a month. That is $720 a year. Industry stats show the average member goes less than twice a week. Millions pay and never go. Psychologically, this is fascinating. You won't cancel because canceling feels like admitting you are lazy. So you keep paying as a commitment to a version of yourself that doesn't exist. You are paying $60 a month for the privilege of feeling ashamed. I know guys who have paid that fee for 3 years without touching a barbell. That is $2,000 they could have used to buy a home gym or invest. Instead, they bought guilt. And the gyms love it. Their entire model relies on you not showing up. If everyone came, the fire marshal would shut them down. Now, let's tackle the heavyweight champion of wealth destruction, the car payment. This is where people truly lose the plot. The average new car note is now over $700 a month. $700 for 7 years. That isn't a purchase, it is a subscription to mobility. You are renting a depreciating metal box for its most expensive years, then trading it in to restart the debt cycle. Think like a dealer for a second. They sell you a car for $50,000. You pay them $700 a month for 8 years, totaling $67,000. Then, right when you would own it, they talk you into a fresh trade-in. You paid $67,000 and own zero equity. They sold the same car 3 times. This is why they push leasing. They want you to be a subscriber to their brand, not an owner of their product. People justify an $800 payment by saying they need reliability. But you can buy a used Honda for $25,000 cash and drive it for a decade with cheap repairs. The total cost is a fraction of the subscription model. But that requires long-term thinking, and we have been trained to think in monthly installments. Your brain sees $700 a month differently than $60,000 total. That is the trap. We have been conditioned to believe ownership is a hassle. They told us renting is freedom, but here's the secret. When you rent everything, you build nothing. When you own nothing, you control nothing. And when you control nothing, you have zero leverage. The software racket might be the most predatory example. Adobe used to sell Creative Suite for $1,200. You bought it, you owned it. Now, you pay $60 a month forever. Over 5 years, you pay $3,600 for the same tools. And the evil part? They hold your work hostage. If you stop paying, you can't open your own files. They have essentially kidnapped your creativity and demand a monthly ransom. It isn't just Adobe. Microsoft, Google, Dropbox, Zoom, QuickBooks, everything is a subscription now. Small businesses bleed thousands a year for tools they used to buy once, and often the cloud version isn't even better. It is just a way to keep their hand in your pocket. Then there is the phone bill. The average family drops $144 a month on wireless. That is nearly $1,800 a year to look at memes. We will clip coupons for laundry detergent, but pay $200 a month for unlimited premium data we never use. The carriers hide the device cost in the plan, so you think the phone is free. It isn't. You are financing a $1,200 toy over 24 months. And don't forget the insurance on all this stuff you don't own. Warranties on financed phones. Gap insurance on leased cars. You are paying to protect assets that belong to the bank. The coffee subscription is the peak of absurdity. People pay $25 a month for beans that cost $8 at the store because the algorithm remembers for me. You have outsourced the basic human task of buying coffee to a robot and pay a 300% markup for it. Here is the darkness at the core of this. We are raising a generation that doesn't know how to own. They don't know how to fix a car. They don't know how to maintain a home. They think life is just a series of monthly fees. Ownership requires responsibility. Subscriptions require passivity. You just pay and obey. But that convenience is expensive. You can't build net worth when everything you use is someone else's asset. The companies charging you? They are using your money to buy real assets. Netflix and Adobe are worth billions because they convinced you to pay rent on pixels. They are the landlords. You are the digital serf paying for the right to exist on their servers. The psychology is brilliant. They weaponized your fear of commitment. Why buy when you can lease? Keep your options open. Keeping your options open is keeping you poor. Here's the difference. The subscription mindset says, I'll pay $20 a month to try it. The ownership mindset says, if I need this, I'll buy it once and use it for a decade. The subscriber spends thousands and owns nothing. The owner spends once and builds equity. It gets worse. These companies don't just want your cash, they want your data. They analyze every click to keep you addicted. Netflix knows what you binge. Spotify knows what makes you cry. They aren't selling content, they are selling dependency. People get anxious when their subscriptions lapse. That isn't a customer relationship, that is an addiction. Let's talk opportunity cost. Every dollar spent on subscriptions is a dollar stolen from your future. If you combine your car note, phone bill, and apps, you are likely bleeding $1,100 a month. Invest that at 7% for 30 years. That is $1.3 million. You are trading millionaire status for the convenience of renting music. And the trend is accelerating. Soon you will subscribe to your clothes, lease your furniture, and rent your appliances. You will live in a fully furnished life owned by a corporation. And if you miss a payment, it all vanishes. No equity, no safety net, just bills until you die. So here is the play. Tonight, open your bank statement. Add up every recurring charge. Multiply by 12. That number is the chunk of your life you are giving away. Then start cutting. Keep one streaming service. Cancel the gym and buy dumbbells. Buy a used car you can own. Buy software licenses where you can. Choose ownership. The rental economy wants you to think owning is outdated. That is a lie. Ownership is how wealth is built. Every monthly payment you kill is freedom you buy back. Stop being a permanent renter of your own life. If this woke you up, hit that like button and subscribe to Dave Invest. Let's start owning our future again. I'll see you in the next one.